So maybe you've spent 10 years or however many years trying to feel like you're a good enough writer to deserve to finish your book. But that's not the work. The kingdom writers I've seen that actually finish books aren't necessarily the most talented writers in the room. I know I certainly am not. And I've written and published over 50 books. But they're the ones who have decided they're writers before they even have any proof. You don't write your way into being a writer. You write because you are already one. There's a sense inside your head that has been keeping the book unfinished, and it's not the one that you think. Give me the next few minutes, and I'll show you the actual belief that's been running the show, and the shift that moves you from trying to be good enough to finishing the book God already trusted you with. And I built a restart toolkit for this exact kind of moment, the 3 rules of restarting, the re-entry steps, and the prayer that goes with them all in one short PDF. So just drop the word restart in the comments and I'll send it to you. My name is Shelly Hitz, and along with my husband CJ, I'm the founder of Christian Book Academy, our membership where since 2010, we've helped over 1,000 writers overcome self-doubt and become published authors. We've also published over 70 books of our own and have reached around 1 million readers worldwide. Our writers often call us pastors for writers, and in this video, you'll get one thing you can use immediately. Here's what I see in most of the kingdom writers I work with. You've been treating becoming a writer like it's a destination you arrive at after enough courses, enough practice, enough validation from someone who's already a real writer or getting that traditional publishing contract. But until you arrive there, you just don't feel like you have permission to call yourself one. So you carry the manuscript around as something you're working towards, not something you're already doing. Back in 2008, I sat at my kitchen table and uploaded our first book to Amazon. Had a very small audience, no reviews, no idea if anyone besides our families would even buy it, but I hit publish anyway. And that's the moment I stopped waiting to feel like a writer, because I never have really felt like a professional writer, but I acted like one instead. I still remember the first time I told someone I'm writing a book, and it was just a Word document with a few chapters. I hadn't earned the title from anyone, but I said it out loud, and the moment I did, the manuscript started behaving differently because I was finally treating it like a writer would treat it. But you may feel like you need to take another writing course, or you're rereading the same writing craft book again and again, or you're hovering in writing groups but not posting your own work because you don't feel ready yet. So the last is the one I want you to sit with a moment. So you've been in some writing groups, maybe even for years. You see other writers sharing their drafts and getting feedback. You read what they post, and you sometimes click the heart button and you draft your own posts. Then maybe you delete it because the voice in your head says, who am I to share this when I haven't earned it yet? You're not lazy. You're not underskilled, but you're trying to earn an identity that doesn't get earned the way you think. Writer identity doesn't get assigned by other people. It gets assigned by God, right? He gives you the calling. And it also gets assigned by what you do tomorrow morning if you're going to get up and actually do the work and write the book. Courses can teach you craft, and I recommend them. They can help you become a better writer. But courses can't tell you who you are. Your identity is in Christ. So that decision belongs to you and the Lord. But until you make it, no amount of skill will ever feel like enough. You'll just become a more skilled almost writer, right? I used to think the kingdom writers who finished their books were the most talented ones in our community, but they aren't. They're just simply the ones who stopped saying they're going to write a book someday, and they start writing their book like their title of writer is already theirs. So here's what's actually been happening. You don't write your way into being a writer. You write because you already are one. You're called by God to be one. Listen to that again because it changes everything if you let it land. For most kingdom writers I work with, this is the sentence that finally unlocks the manuscript. Not because the writing suddenly gets easier, but because the writing stops being an audition for an identity that you think you need. You don't have to prove you're a writer anymore. That part was given to you the moment the Lord put this book on your heart. And your job for the next 10 years isn't to try to earn that calling, it's to obey it. And here's why this matters spiritually. The calling didn't come with a skill prerequisite. God didn't say, I'll give you this book once you become a good enough writer to deserve it. He said, write the book. Past tense for who you are. Present tense for the action. The skill grows inside the obedience, but the identity precedes both. So you're not trying to become a writer, you already are one. The book is waiting for you to simply act like it. This works because the skill question and the identity question are two completely different questions, and you've been answering them with the same tool. Skill grows through practice. Identity is decided through declaration. Trying to grow a skill until you feel like a writer is like trying to lift weights until you feel tall. You can lift forever, and it's not going to change your height, right? So you can do this on your own. Tomorrow morning, before you open the document, say one sentence out loud. I am a writer. The Lord called me to this book. I'm doing my 15 minutes today. Then sit down, write for 15 minutes. That's the path, and it works for many of the kingdom writers we work with. The other path is doing it inside of a community of kingdom writers, where writers call each other writer out loud until the name starts to stick. Both work, but the community path is faster because the title is harder to claim alone. You're not writing in isolation anymore. And that's what Christian Book Academy, our membership, does for you. So drop the word restart in the comments, and I'll send you my free restart toolkit. And I encourage you to start making this mental shift today. So stop calling yourself an aspiring author. Stop saying you're working on a book. Tomorrow morning, say out loud who you are. I am a writer. And the Lord trusted me with this book. I am going to steward it well, and I'm going to write for the next 15 minutes. Set your timer and then write. See the difference it makes. So here's what I want you to hear. The reason this has been so heavy to carry for so long isn't that you haven't become a good enough writer yet. It's that you've been trying to earn permission to do something the Lord already gave you permission to do 10 years ago or 3 years ago. He put it on your heart. The qualification was the calling. Now the action is the writing. So drop the word restart in the comments, and I'll send you the toolkit. Then go open your document and write for 15 minutes.